Dictum factum. Said and done. Terentius. Irregular verb to be. I'll say it. You say it back to me, please. Erdam. Erdas. Erdat. Erdamus. Erdatus. Erdat. I was. You were. He, she, or it was. We were. Y'all were. They were. And our vocabulary. Audio. Audere. Ausus sum. I dare to dare. I dare. Okay, right. Loop C, loop 2. I grieve to grieve. I grieve, grieved. Moneo, manere, manui, manitu. I warn to warn, I warned, warned. Maneo, manere, mansi, mansu. I remain to remain, I remain, remain. Cancel, cancere, kensui, kensum. I estimate, to estimate, I estimated, estimated. Paratus, parata, paratu, prepared. Carus, cara, carum, dear. Longest, longa, longum, long. Dignus, digna, dignum, worthy. Clarus, clara, clarum, clear. All right, guys, have a seat and take out.
Oh my God.
We're going to do our last sentence on the story on.
This chapter or like the whole story? This is like it's secundum unicum.
Yep. All right. So, first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go through, highlight, and or underline the endings of the sentence. So could someone tell me what I would highlight or underline here? What would I highlight or underline here? Yeah, so. Yep. Ooh, I see a pattern here. All right. Someone else, raise your hand. Tell me, what is the verb and what is the parsing of that verb? What is the verb and what is the parsing of that verb? Carter. Okay. Parse it, please. Luke, you good?
Yeah.
All right.
No one knows.
All right. Secundum. Does anybody know what that word means?
No. Second.
Second. Very good. So second. And here we're talking about not a unit at a time, or we're talking order. First, second, third. Okay? So second. That word, what part of speech is that? It's an adjective. It's an adjective. So we can't figure out the parsing on it yet because the adjective has to agree with the noun it modifies in gender, number, and case. Okay? Not necessarily ending. All right. Punicum. What does that word mean? It either means Punic or Carthaginian. So is that what part of speech is that? It's another adjective. Now, sometimes that word's kind of like American or French or Italian. It can sometimes be a noun. It can sometimes be an adjective. So I pledge allegiance to the American flag. That is an adjective. I'm an American. That's a noun. But here it's being used as an adjective. So, secundum, punicum. Can I have two adjectives describing one noun? Yeah. Exactly. The red long sleeve shirt. Right? So we can have multiple adjectives describing. So it's okay that we have multiple adjectives. So that means this last word, bellum, that's our noun. So what is the parsing of that word? Levi.
Nominative, singular, accusative?
It can't be nominative and accusative. Did you mean neuter?
Yeah. Neuter, singular, accusative.
Okay, I'm with you on the neuter and I'm with you on the singular. Now, if it's accusative, how's it being used in the sentence? Wow, it sounded just like Carter. Your lips were moving. That's amazing. Yeah. If it's in the accusative case, it would be a direct object. Now, Levi, can I have a direct object in this sentence? Well, more important than that, it's not that we don't have a subject. What do I have to have in order to have a direct object, y'all? Carter? You need a linking verb for a predicate nominative. Yeah? Well, missing it, not quite. Will? You have to have an action verb. Because remember, the definition of a direct object, the direct object receives the action from the subject of the sentence. That kind of implies there has to be action to receive. So, Levi, do we have an action verb here?
No.
So, can we have a direct object here? So, can this be in the accusative case?
No.
So, it's not accusative. Would you like to try again, or would you like me to pass it off to somebody else? It is not. Because remember, it's a neuter word. Nominative and accusative are the same. Now, if this is neuter singular nominative, guess what? This is neuter singular nominative. If this is neuter singular nominative, guess what? This is neuter singular nominative. Now, that's adjective, this is a linking verb. What is my label for fellow?
First we have to know what it means.
I would disagree with you on that, and I'll explain why in just a second. Yes? Yes, it is predicate nominative. How do I know that it's predicate nominative and not subject noun? This is going to require you remembering yesterday's class. Oh, no.
Oh, wait, really? No, so he said the book doesn't have words. He said it yesterday. He said
Yeah, they do.
How come he got stabbed though? Yeah.
His like friend turned on him or whatever.
Because it wasn't the people. It was the center.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
No.
So, you guys remember our conversation yesterday about wir est Magister?
Oh yeah. Oh,
And then I said Magister est. Can I say the teacher is? Does that make sense? No. So, exactly. It doesn't express a complete thought. So, what I'm trying to get you guys to remember from yesterday is, if you have a linking verb, do you have a linking verb? If you have a linking verb and there's only one nominative noun, is there only one nominative noun? If you have a linking verb and there's only one nominative noun, that noun is the predicate nominative. Because if I have this, magister est, and I make this the subject, the teacher is, does that complete a thought? Is there anything in this sentence that allows me to make it a complete sentence? No. But if I make it a predicate nominative, and I say blank is a teacher, can I get something to fill in that blank? Because remember, friends, you can always get the subject of the sentence from the verb. The subject of the sentence can always be gotten from the verb. So you don't have to have a nominative. Right? Does that make sense? Okay. Great. Translation. Anybody? Does anybody remember it? Well, let me back off a little bit. First of all, Anderson, come back to you. Do you see now why you don't have to necessarily know what the word means to be able to tell that it's a predicate nominative? Okay. Does anybody know what the word means?
I'm going to guess bell. Leader.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, war. So, kind of funny, the Romans, one of their words for war is bellum belly. One of their words for war is bellum belly. But they also have an adjective, bellus, bella, bellum. That means handsome or pretty.
Bella.
I guess it was to the Romans because they really seemed to like it. Okay, now that we know that word means war, would anybody now like to translate the sentence? Will. This is the second Carthaginian, or it's often referred to as the Punic War. And I completely understand why you're saying Carthaginian, because every other instance in this story, whenever we saw that word, we translated it as Carthaginian. But when we're referring to this group of wars altogether, it's called the Punic War. So, this is the second Punic War. And the thing I really like about what Will did yesterday, he remembered our conversation. Remember when we said, hey, if I move S to the beginning of the sentence, we could translate it as there is or this is. And so this is the Second Punic War. You could have also translated as it is the Second Punic War. So either way would have been acceptable. And so this is the story. I already kind of started telling you the story about how Hannibal brings the elephants, comes over, starts wreaking all kinds of havoc over here in Italy, and causes a lot of trouble. All right? Any questions on that? Okay, we are finished with Caput 2. It only took us 2 months to get there? 2.5 months? Yeah. So, did you see on your homework board that tonight your homework assignment was to turn in your final copy tomorrow? Did you guys see that on your homework board?
Yeah.
So, here's what that means. So, tomorrow, remember when we did the first draft copy? And I was looking just to see, did you have the sentences written out properly? And is everything parsed and labeled? It didn't have to be right. I was just looking to see, did you have it? Okay? Tomorrow, I'm going to collect up your work on this, and I'm going to be grading it for an accuracy grade. So I'm going to look to see, do you have all the sentences? Are they parsed correctly? Are they labeled correctly? And I'm checking your translation. Yes, ma'am? So you're going to probably want to do a new copy over tonight and turn in a new copy tomorrow. Because we've got that standard of care, right? You talked about standard of care in your other classes. Yeah, like for example,
I'm rewriting it.
Even notwithstanding, we got holes. Are you allowed to turn in papers with ripped holes? No. Are you supposed to be turning in papers with doodles on them? No. And don't forget our heading and all that good sort of stuff, okay? All right. And that's good, and that's fine. Because honestly, this doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I honestly think it's in remarkably good shape given the fact that we've been working on and off on this story for a couple of months. So, yeah, most of you are going to probably need to recopy it onto a clean sheet of notebook paper. And that's fine. That's why I told you yesterday that we were going to be using it today, and you've got tonight to get it cleaned up. All right?
I don't think I'll have to.
That's fine. I'm not going to get into it right now. You guys know what the standard of care is. But what we're going to do now, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I think I lost my first one of the original ones, then I had to copy it on another one, and I don't think I got.
Okay, so you'll need to, if you can't find that copy, you're going to need to get notes from a friend. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys.